Okay, now you've added several things. Let's add another property we can learn is width. And widths apply to block properties. Okay, so if it's an inline property, width doesn't do anything. And width expects a length. So again, we can do it in pixels, we can do it in inches. Let's do it in inches. Let's do a 4-inch number followed directly by 2 characters. Let's do a 4-inch width and see what we get. All right, there's our paragraph, 4 inches wide. There you go. So now, just a note, when you're working with width, it does only the content, the width of the content. Let's look at what that means. So when we're working with a border, when we're working with any element, right? We're selecting paragraphs here. Every element has this box property model. So here is Css Box Model. Every element is made up of content, then padding, then border, then margin. And these are properties that are all around every element. And they're different sizes depending on the specific element. They have different default values. But you can control all of those values with CSS. So when we set that width to 4 inches, we were identifying how wide this content section was. And we haven't set any padding yet. So currently on that paragraph, it's set to 0. We did set an 8-pixel border, and we haven't set a margin. So we have a 4-inch plus 8 pixels plus 8 pixels, right? So it's 4 inches and 16 pixels wide is how wide the whole paragraph is. Okay, so let's identify then in this box model, we see some interesting properties, right? In this box model, we see, we've already done the content and the border, so let's talk about the margin and padding, because these are interesting ones to play with. And again, these are ones that have a combined one, which is the padding. And we can say, again, this wants a length. So let's go ahead and put 24 pixels. You pick a value that you want to try. All right, so let's see what 24 pixels does. We refresh it. And notice now we have this space between the content and the border. And that's exactly where our padding is. It's between the content and the border, and we just made that 24 pixels. And when we say padding and we give it one value, it sets that value on all 4 sides. There are other values, there are other properties, so border right, and if we say border right, then the only place we're setting it is on the right side. So now we just got that padding on the right, and we didn't change the padding on the top, the bottom, or the left. So you can set them individually with border right, border top, border bottom, and border left. I just said that wrong. Not border, that's padding. So you can do it with border as well. Border right, border top. Let me show you that since I just said it. Let's just do the bottom, border bottom, and I'm using the combined one that still will set the style, the width, and the property. And there I just have the border on the bottom, okay, and the padding on the right. So you have lots of control with what you're working with and how you want it to go. One more is the margin. I'm going to put that border back so we can really see it clearly. So instead of having it just on the bottom, I'm going to put it on all of them. And I'm going to put that padding. Another way to do padding is to do it with multiple numbers. And let me show you how to do that. The way I can set them separately is by identifying 4 values. And that goes in order: top, then right, then bottom, then left. How big should we make left? Let's make it 12 too. Okay, so there, top, right, bottom, left. It's clockwise. You start at midnight and go clockwise. And you can set top, right, bottom, left. Okay, so I can just go around and set those values that way.